Hey everyone, and welcome to this video on algebraic fractions. This is a fairly revision-based lesson on algebraic fractions, so we are going to try to smash through it fairly quickly. So algebraic fractions are a tool used in algebra to help us do a whole bunch of different things, but there are 4 dot points that we are going to make note of to get us started. So our first one, all right, we simplify algebraic fractions, okay, by factorizing expressions where possible. So we want to factorize whatever we can. So we are going to factorize, so we're factorizing any, or I won't say any, whoops. Just say expressions, okay, where possible. So the ones that can be factorized. So we're factorizing expressions where possible, and then simplifying, so getting it down by cancelling or reducing so we're cancelling or reducing by common factors, or the common factors. So that's the first thing we need to know. So that's one of the things that we're going to be doing. We're going to be doing some factorizing and then cancelling and reducing. One of the other things that we need to know about is about addition and subtraction. So we are going to add or subtract, all right, any fractions by first. So the first thing we're going to do is find the lowest common denominator. So we are finding the LCM, or lowest common denominator. So that's the bottom part of our fraction. All right. We want to find the lowest common denominator, so the lowest common multiple of our given denominators. And I'll put that in an extra bracket. That may be one of the denominators. It may be not one of the denominators. The denominators being the number at the bottom of your fraction. All right, and then we combine the numerators accordingly. So what's happening there is we're going to find that lowest common denominator. Once we have that lowest common denominator, we can combine the numerators how we need to do that. And so there's a couple of different things that we can do there. Point 4 is about multiplication. Point 4 is all about multiplication. So what we're going to do is we are going to cancel or reduce common factors. So factors being the things that make up a multiplication, so that each number can be considered as a product of one or two or more other numbers being multiplied together. So they are the factors, the numbers that get multiplied together. Alright, and then we are going to do the actual multiplication with the numerators. And then the denominators. And that's the multiplication point. The last point I want to show you guys or talk to you guys about is a division point. Okay, so for division, we're going to multiply it by the reciprocal. We want to multiply by the reciprocal, okay, of those fractions. Alright, so it's the reciprocal of the fraction, so we're only really doing this to one fraction, that follows or is immediately after the division sign. Okay, and then we follow the steps for multiplication. Okay, we follow the steps for multiplication. So when we're talking about a couple of these little bits and pieces, so just pointing out that factors are the parts that multiply together to get a product, and that means our multiplication. And our reciprocal, alright, our reciprocal is essentially the upside down version of a fractional or a number. So the inverse of a number or fraction, kind of like the upside down. Okay, so if I want to get an example of a reciprocal, all right, example of a reciprocal, if I have A, the reciprocal is 1 over A. If I have A over B, my reciprocal is B over A. So we're just flipping it, right? We're inverting it. We're getting the inverse. We're turning it upside down. Okay. That's it for this video. That is the theory stuff behind our fractions. In my next video, I'm going to run us through a bunch of examples from the Cambridge textbook. See you then.